Welcome to Old Guys on Bikes, OGOB. OGOB presents Hamilton Moto Trials Round 4 and the second ride on the EM 5.7. Here we are, Section 1. Lot different today, very slippery, very muddy, and I learned a lot about the bike and its setup. And to be quite honest, I'm making excuses right from the start here. I did not let enough air out of the tyres. Should have had about 3 in the rear, and I had more than that, and I felt it. But here we are, Section 1, up and over that. That was what was catching everybody, and that was nice and tidy around there. And thanks to my other cameraman, here's a view of what it looked like from another perspective. And we're going to be doing that for most of the sections. We'll just run through the sections that we did today. There were 10 sections spread out. Certainly challenged the bike and battery capacity, as there was a couple of big uphills to get out of some of the sections on, and yep, the battery lasted exactly the length of the trial, which was 4 rounds of 10 sections, and it ran out and left me to push it up back to the cars. But anyway, this is Section 2 up there. Problem with electric bikes, people can't hear you coming. Down a bit of a greasy downhill, and to be quite honest, I felt it got greasier as the day went on, but that may have been because I didn't have the correct amount of air in the tyres. Gentle turn around the bottom, doesn't look too bad at all, apart from being a little greasy. Up, and a little step there, and up through the finish. So that wasn't too bad, and here we go, another view of it. Just a little bit later on in the day. Up over the top, gentle descent. Besides not letting enough air out of the tyres, I couldn't really fault the bike. The power was great. I flicked between mode setting 1 and 2 during the day. I think I could have stayed on 1, which is supposed to be the wet setting, if I'd had the right amount of pressure in the rear wheel. Here's Section 3. This was slippery, not here, but going up here again. I think if I just had that amount of pressure in the rear wheel, there you go. Didn't actually get up there. And a bit of camera shake from the cameraman, but here we go. Maybe I'll get it up this time. Up. Oh, this is the one time I got round there. Yep. And Section 4. As I was saying, what I found, the controls, I've had to move the on-off switch on the left-hand side. I'll twist that round because I found I was knocking that with my legs, and as occasion catching and switching off. And the mode select buttons I've turned also more upright because I was catching those as well. Just a little bounce off the trees and someone blocking my exit. This one was quite a hard one to film from there, someone else's perspective watching. Up, round there, up, oops, bounce round and down. Oh, this was a horrible section. I just couldn't get the start right. It wasn't too bad that time. And then in behind these slippery rocks are more slippery rocks. And it was a bit of a paddle fest through here, as you can see. And again, just taking a little bit more pressure out of that rear tyre, I think things might have been a little bit different. So section 6, which is across the other side of the river or stream. Nice drop down here, and then a scoot across the rocks and tree roots, and that was just a single dab there on the tree. Make sure it didn't go in the river. There we go. And this is the perspective from the other side of the river. Bit of a drop, and then just squirt along. There's the dab there. Now, people may ask, how do you get on in the water with an electric bike? Well, this is how. Not too bad at all, to be quite honest. And during the day it did get a little deep, but the bike was fine. Bike was fine. Rider was a little wet, but bike was fine. And here's another view of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Not my best days riding, I must say, but still enjoyed it. And like I said, I learned a lot about the bike, and overall still really happy with the purchase of it. I may take along a generator next time, just to give it a bit of a charge during lunch, just so I'm not having to worry about has it got enough. And saying that, the guys were saying that this was one of the longer loops that they ride, so it stood up fairly well. So those logs, as you saw, up the bank, plenty of power there. Down around, and it should have eaten this, and it didn't later in the day, and it comes down to the pressure in the tyres. So in section 9, I had a nightmare on this. 2 occasions I just could not get out of the water. That got better. That wasn't too bad. Come around here, and on this time I bounced the front wheel off this big rock, carried it across and straight up. Tried to do that the other times, and didn't really work. Never mind. This is the bit of a stream you have to cross before you do the hill climb up and out, and head along to 10. And 10 was quite a way away from where the others were, so up out of the trees where the stream was there, and up the hill. My videos wanted me to include this in to try and show how steep the hill was, and you really still can't get that perspective there, but I left it in anyway. So we're off to section 10. Mud, absolute mud. Bike chewed up the first part, and then the rider came unstuck up here. Again, I'll come back to the tyre pressures because I feel like making excuses. And up and around and down. But overall, really enjoyable day. Apart from having to push the bike back to the car at the end when the battery did finally give out. But produced by OGOB, narrated by Honda Guy, and music by Blur.